Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rose County. It's a little lagger than I would like it to be, but oh, that's weird. Well, there is not much we want to do other than kind of leave the town of Rockville. For the most part, it's kind of complete, just filling in the last pockets of zoning before we leave the town for not forever, but for the time being. Let that happen. Filling in the zoning. I think this part of town is pretty much complete. There isn't much to say or to add, like at all. like, mm. So yeah, and now it's on to Madison Square. Madison Square is gonna be the brand new area that we're developing within the city. Like, it's gonna be built on this area, and it's not gonna connect to our current tram network. I typically leave trains for the first initial city, or the first pockets of high density. Like, yeah, it's typically reserved for high density for me. Also, if I do come back, it would probably to completely tear this out and replace it. Expanding beyond this would be difficult, not impossible. We just have to conform to the topography of the city. So, I could build a fully custom interchange, but it's not gonna look pretty. I could build a single point urban interchange. I've done that before. But because I'm feeling a little bit lazy, I'm just gonna pause time, tear part of this highway up, move this building, and then just drop it in. I think I got this one from Yumbo, I believe. Also gonna do a little node controller. It's just gonna slide it in. It's crooked, but it's fine. Slide it in right there. Switch to the regular 3-lane height. Let me turn on anarchy. Build that. Actually, no, I'm gonna switch that back to 2-lane. I know it's sad that we don't have the intersection markings anymore, but it's not gonna hurt anyone. I could do that eventually once again. I'd probably do it off camera though. It's just not fun to watch. But if y'all want to watch that, I will definitely show y'all. Boom, just like that, we have built a single point urban interchange. I hate this. You know what? It'll work. So a single point urban interchange is an urban interchange where there's a single point where all the left turns meet. So all the left turns in this sort of interchange meet up right in the center. So let me get down here real quick. So right here, you make a left and they all meet in the center point, allowing for right turns to still continue on. My issue is that the right turning lane is still on the same road, and that just bothers me. So I'm gonna completely upgrade the intersection. That's not the right one. So use this one. This one has street lamps, and yeah, that's kind of the only real reason why. I just like these American roads better. They kind of fit the mood of the city a lot more, and the general aesthetic I'm going for. I've upgraded most of these roads, I believe. Oh, these ones. These ones over here still need to be upgraded. And there we go. They've all been upgraded. Didn't have to redo the node controller, but that pillar right there, if I can select it. No. Just got rotate, and there we go. Now we also have to build the dedicated right turning lanes that are gonna go right to there, and another one. These don't have to be symmetrical, like at all. You don't have to make them symmetrical. I just don't, because it's not necessary. This road's here for planning purposes, though, just to make this a little neater. Just gonna go about down to here and make a turn and meet up there. And then this one is going to close enough. Close enough. It looks wonky. I can always fix it later, and that intersection should be non-existent, but it's fine. And this road can go. So this is now our single point urban interchange once again. Let's go across the bridge. I'm not sure about this. The nodes seem like they're in the wrong spots. Can I mute that? I think I will. Oh, I'll do that later. Although Chirper is, I think that's what they're called, is wonderful. It's just, it can be a bit overwhelming and a little annoying at times. So I'm going to put a node right there and get rid of this node. So this is Gary Bridge. Again, there we go. I think I will build a road that connects this road up to here. Or I could continue through the mountains, which they look steep. They're not that steep. You could still build on them. I could just make a T section. So right here. So that connects up these roads, and then this can go up through here and end right here. I will do something here soon. So now Madison Square has been, started out, has its own interchanges. Ugh, something's in my mouth right now. And I'm gonna keep this district high density all the way for the time being. This area will be low density when I get around to it. Any other tiles we should buy? I think that tile is a very nice commodity and will help us greatly. Oh. Well, I should have looked at it more, but it's good enough. And also allows us access to this particular interchange. So we can make all the changes that I will not do. So now let's get on to actually building Madison Square. I think Madison Square should be a primarily residential district with some office buildings. So yeah, that's the first road in Madison Square. So the road layout is just going to be grids of larger blocks for the most part. It should have its own train station, but I'm going to build it somewhere. Not sure exactly where. And also the district is not completely finished. It's supposed to be on. So Madison Square is going to go pretty far north up into the mountains. And stop right around this interchange. Oh, that's a new district. So it's going to stop at that interchange, the end of that road, cross over the river, and take over this area. So yeah, that is now Madison Square, Rockville. I'm going to cut this off for now. I'm going to turn that into a pier, I think. Just refine your districts, that's the thing. The thing with this map is I currently have disasters turned off. I will turn them back on once again. Like, I will turn them on again, which would basically put this town in the basically battlefront of this game. Yeah, let's just turn it off. And you know what? You can go away. I can't deal with that. So we no longer have a landfill. Amazing. I don't like landfills. I think they're just a big waste of land. I think incineration plants, although they do create emissions, are a nice and more sustainable way. And moving in a more sustainable direction for society would be better. Just burn your trash until we can figure out how to get rid of your trash altogether. Working on the topography here, it's really intimidating at first. When I first picked this map, I'm like, I don't know, this map seems a little difficult to work in. But if you know what you're doing, you should be fine. Why is that going up like that? I don't like that. Some people would deem this mountain impossible to build on. Which, for these like hills and lumps, yeah, that's nearly impossible, but most of it's still pretty buildable. Up until like right here where you run into the highway. I think I might go around this mountain. Is that a tube train? Yeah, I'm gonna turn them off real quick. I like the fact that I have the option for those, but those are regular mainline trains and not metro. So, train passenger. Yeah, so these are all the trains I have. I have two pretty similar vehicles, but one's just way more detailed. Completely turning that off. Also got a bunch of Vanity West Coast, which I think I used for a thumbnail. Why did I turn these off? There was a good reason why. So these are all a bunch of trains that will spawn. I turned that off. I didn't like it. This is an overground train. That's neat. What is this? This shouldn't exist. Okay, wait. The problem with the color variance is that looks like an underground train. I'm turning that off. I really like how detailed these are. So if we're doing inner city trains, they're definitely going to look like these overground trains. Also, I'm going to get the CSL viewer up sooner or later so y'all can see it. These are being phased. This in particular is being phased out, so I'm just going to remove it. Cargo trains, I got so many Royal Mail that I don't like. Cool. So I'm also going to turn these off too. So now we're done building phase 1 of Madison Square. Gonna build this semi alongside. Let's build that all the way down south through that road and leave it blank there. Their sewage treatment is also having issues, so let's build the new one, which has the same draining capacity. So I can just build 2 of these, get rid of this dirty, stinky, polluty, smelly, bad, gross thing. And get rid of them. Also, I'm trying to remember which DLC has those land like in the surface treatment plants, because typically you won't dump a city's waste into water. Like ever. That some environmental agency will come for you, and I'm happy about that. You can't just dump all your trash and all your poop and all your smelly stuff in the ocean, because that's not where it belongs. Also, education is also falling behind again, and have I bumped up the budget ludicrously? Yes. So let me find. High school is not doing too hot, so I'm gonna build a high school right there. Get them a football stadium, and they should get a high school baseball stadium, which is gonna be right there. Tear down some local businesses so kids can play baseball. Fair and balanced. And that should have bumped up the numbers, not by much. I'm gonna treat this high school as a second building to that high school, so kind of explains their proximity. This is gonna be the new high school for this community. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this hill. It doesn't seem like it would pop up like this, so let's just slope this whole area out a little. If they went through the trouble of building these roads, they would have went through the trouble of maybe sloping the land a little. This has canal potential. Have like a canal that goes through. But that would just be needlessly expensive. I also need to expand the water and power services to the community. And I'm going to say this is me phase 1 of Madison Square. This little pocket of the upcoming massive district, which I predict to house most of the community. High school capacity is through the roof right now. Elementary. I want to get a big elementary. There we go. 2 even. Because more the merrier. And this high school looks absolutely phenomenal. And I think I should put it on display. Let's put it up on that hill real quick. Not slip it out too much, just a little bit to make it seem like, yeah, they put some work into that school. Let's offset it from the road a little bit. And then let's go expand our police services. So I got this from the same workshop. I don't know why and where. It's a Palm Beach Police Department, which is very nice and spectacular. I remember I'm friends with this person on Steam who made these. It's wonderful. It's Palm Beach. I will see if I remember. I will link it in the description down below. And this video is getting a little long, and I'm gonna cut it right when I'm finished. I should have a new building here, unless it just didn't load in. Don't think it loaded in, which is a little annoying, because I was gonna have a brand new hospital. And finally, we got to build them their baseball stadium, which is gonna go up here. I'll fix that. And their football stadium, which is gonna go here. Although baseball's my favorite sport, it's just I don't play baseball, unfortunately. But if I had to play a sport, it would definitely be baseball. And this district is already pretty full. It's getting full. And I'm going to place a few homes. And this area is prime for some Eureka buildings. How many people does this hold? That definitely would not hold one person. That's a quadplex. So let's go into realistic population. Override that. Change that to, let's say, actually 2 stories, 8 households. Add custom settings. And boom, 8 people can now live there. Neat. I like these homes, and because they can be placed wall to wall like that. Let's look at some high density. I really like this. This gives me like that one building in downtown Lean. I think it's Microsoft. Looks very similar to that in my opinion. Condos, they would go over here. So I'm going to build a few condos over here. Just because it's going to be evenly spaced too, and it's going to look really eerie. Also, can I upgrade? And these buildings need water because I was just being lazy and cheap at the time. But I will be adding public transportation to Madison Square in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. Not much happened in this episode other than a brand new district. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one.